Hello there, Chainsaw Valkyrie returning to you with another segment of Tales from the Holler. Enjoy another frightening story about our mountaintop beasties. Chapter 2, Stitches. In a field on the mountain full of October corn is a place that is cursed, where a legend was born of a man who was hexed by the foulest of witches, a man who became the demon called Stitches. Stitches was once named Johnny McCarter, till he sought out the witch to trade and to barter. There was nary a plant that would grow in his field. The corn would all wither, and nothing would yield. And Johnny was desperate to grow a good crop. He wanted the biggest on the whole mountain top. So he went to the witch, Granny Ferris her name. But unknown to Johnny, stealing souls was her game. Johnny went humbly, with his hat in his hand, to beg the old witch to help heal his land. He offered to pay her a steep compensation, but the more that he spoke caused her great agitation. "How dare you come here to my private abode? I should turn you into a giant rat or a toad. You deserve something substantially worse. Johnny McCarter, hear now my curse. You come to me to entreat for your land, but you're weaker than straw, not really a man. You want to grow corn, to sow and protect it. Now you and your field are forever connected. A scarecrow you'll be, a thing of disgust. Burlap for skin, filled with straw, weeds, and dust. Your crops will all grow when watered with blood, from your family and friends and the woman you love, and you'll kill them all to slake the land's thirst. Now be gone, wretched thing. From this day you are cursed." Then Johnny McCarter and his flannel and breeches became burlap and straw, a scarecrow named Stitches. His eyes became buttons, his head an old sack. His heart became withered and hardened and black, bound to a land that he must cultivate, a bloodthirsty fiend filled with malice and hate. Stitches embraced his new life as a villain. He picked up a pitchfork and commenced to go killin'. He gigged Bobby Trotter in the head with a fork as he sat eating apples and a fried piece of pork. He then took an axe and he killed old Roger Dotty. He hacked and he slashed and dismembered the body. He used a red tractor to run down his neighbor, then killed Annie Harris with an old army saber. His weapon of choice was a razor-sharp sickle that he used to dispatch Cousin Jerry Lee Mickle. He cut off his head, his legs, and his arms. Then he butchered a family at the Cottonwood Farms. He gathered the pieces of all of his victims, and if he had a tongue, the old fiend would have licked him. He put all the parts in an old grassy sack. Then off he did go with them slung across his back, off to his field where he buried them deep, a gift for his land so the blood it could seep, to water his crops and to make his corn grow, tall and abundant, and he stalked twixt the rows. Then Stitches set out to kill the one he loved most, as a murder of crows cut from high above. Stitches strode boldly through the gate to his farm, and his goodly wife Janie was filled with alarm. She said, "Johnny, my love, you come back a killer, stuffed full of straw with dust and a weed filler?" The sound of her voice awakened something in Stitches, back when he was a man and he longed for her kisses. A strange sadness filled his buttony eyes, and grains of dust fell as he started to cry. "I won't be a killer," he thought in his mind. "I once was a man, and once I was kind. I won't be the monster who murders his wife. To save my beloved, I will take my own life." Then using his sickle, he cut through his stitches, breaking the curse of the queen of the witches. The dust and the weeds spilled out on the ground, and his burlap and rags fell silently down. Stitches was now just the husk, an old shell, and Johnny was free from the witch's old spell. Johnny's good wife took his clothes and restuffed him. She packed and she loaded and she filled and she fluffed him, then carried his carcass to the field that he loved, to bury him there with the blue sky above. Then she thought maybe you'd like to look out on your field, to survey your crop as it brings in its yield. I can't bear to put you in a dark, lonely hole, so rest here, my love, tied to this pole. She kissed him and left him to go to his slumber, as rain started falling amidst lightning and thunder. She returned the next day after all of the showers, to pray for his soul and place freshly cut flowers. But the body of Johnny was missing and gone, and Janie was left in that field all alone. Some say the storm carried him far away, while others are fearful to this very day that the witch came a-calling by cover of night to bring Stitches back as a curse and a blight. Some people say that the scarecrow arose, come back to kill, but then nobody knows. However, many strange deaths have occurred in the field full of corn and screeching blackbirds. So be wary, my friend, when you go out to sow, 'cause Stitches may be stalking there next the rows. Thanks for listening. Stay creepy.